Absent. Alderman Peterson. Alderman Berger. Alderman Brown. Vice Mayor Potts.
Present.
Alderman Baggett. Present. And the mayor here is here also. A little bit different order right now. I want to demonstrate that I'm wearing an Ohio State tie.
That's a great looking tie, Mayor. OHIO, baby.
And that may be the extent of my comments, but it is not. Our city administrator, who loves this color and this tie, said that Ohio State would beat Tennessee. Well, he was correct, and the bet was that I would wear an Ohio State tie. I threatened to wear an orange shirt with it,
Did he give you any points?
but I didn't. So we're going to begin with the invocation after that and pray for Ohio State to win. And then I'll lead the Pledge of Allegiance. So if we'll please stand, and Alderman Barnhill, if you would.
Let's bow our heads and pray together. Heavenly Father, we come to you tonight thanking you for this great community that we live in. We know that we are a blessed nation and a blessed community, and we give you thanks for these blessings. We ask also your blessings on the people in Los Angeles that have going through the fires, and the people in New Orleans that are suffering. We ask that your blessings be upon the first responders, the firefighters, the policemen, those that are protecting as much as possible. We also ask that you be with the first responders here in this community, protect them as they go about protecting us. This prayer we offer in Christ's name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. The next item on the agenda is setting of the agenda tonight. I would entertain a motion, but would ask that items number 18, 19, and 20 be removed from the consent agenda. And if Mr. Stuckey wants to explain that at that time or now, it would be fine.
If you'd like to do items 18 and 19, Alderman Caesar had a specific item he wanted to discuss related to those two items, and he's unable to be here, has had something come up that has pulled him away tonight. So if we could bring it back in 2 weeks, give him that courtesy, I think that would be much appreciated. 18 and 19? 18 and 19, which are the two parking-related items. So if we just could provide those 2 weeks, that would give him at least that opportunity to, I think, raise an idea or option in 2 weeks.
Mayor, I move to set the agenda.
Wait just a minute. Item 20, some
yes.
clarification on that. That is a date correction. that
Item
needs to
20, we
occur.
will ask you to amend because the effective date is wrong in the item. So we'll just need you to act on it and amend the date to tonight as opposed to the date that has been published in the material. So those three items need to be pulled out. So you
Okay.
can act separately.
Alderman Brown, you're recognized.
I don't know if I know what I'm doing now. All right. Mayor, I move to set the agenda, moving items 18, 19, and 20 from the consent agenda up into our agenda, to the end of the agenda.
New business. Yeah.
New business.
Alderman Brown, can you choose a spot on the agenda?
At the end of the new business.
Thank you.
Thank you. And there was a second by the vice mayor. Any discussion on that? Any other changes to consider? Seeing none, let's vote. Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton. Alderman Caesar. I'm sorry, absent. Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger. Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Okay, that passes unanimously. We'll now go to citizen comments on items that are not on the agenda. I have two speaker cards. I'll ask them to come up for comments not to exceed 2 minutes. And the first is Chris Deely, and then the second is Richard Neerich. So please come on.
Hello again. My name is Christopher Diley, And I am just providing additional information. When I spoke last month regarding the Wildlife Crossings pilot program of the Federal Transportation, from the Federal Transportation Administration, Pete Buttigieg, what I wanted to add was that, or to clarify, was that the administration states that the eligible entities that are eligible to apply for the grants that will become available in May of next year are the eligible entities are the state departments of transportation, metropolitan planning organizations, units of local governments, and regional transportation authorities. So that's why I thought it might be local here to the city of Franklin, and that's why I brought it to your attention here. However, what I just found out was that in December 20th, about 16 different awards were granted. And it looks like most all of them are going to the Department of Transportation, state departments of transportation. And specifically, I'll just point out here, is that Georgia received $2.2 million to develop an institutional framework that will integrate wildlife vehicle reduction measures, et cetera. And also North Carolina received $25 million to install multiple wildlife underpass structures and fencing along US 64 within the Alligator River National Wildlife Refuge in Dare County. So those are neighboring states, and I just wanted to bring it to your attention that it should be feasible for the city of Franklin to consider it, and as part of perhaps of the infrastructure of if the state of Tennessee, and I don't know how to do it because I'm homeless and I don't know how to get, I don't have a lobbyist, so I don't know how to go through those channels. But I just wanted to bring your
Can
attention.
you tell me what the name of that bill or that program is again?
It's the Wildlife Crossings Pilot Program.
Crossings, okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
and just the last point here is that if you look up the grant selections for fiscal year 2024 to 2025, it breaks it down, and it's very interesting information how it breaks it down to the money that's awarded and what they're using it for.
Well, I'll be glad to talk to our state representatives about that for you.
Good, thank you.
Yeah, I'll be glad to do that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Mr. Niedrich?
Yes.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Richard Niedrich, 818 Stonewater Boulevard, and I'm just here to express my gratitude for the city services that took place before and after the recent snowstorm.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a West Haven resident. We've had some bad ice and snowstorms over the last several years, and some of West Haven is relatively flat. There's other portions that are quite hilly and made driving conditions very dangerous. I had some dialogue with Mr. Stuckey and with Alderman Baggett, as well as some of my neighbors involved in this matter, and we were very pleased to see the city out prior to the storm. They put some brine down, and it made a huge difference. I have had words of thanks from many residents as a result, so thank you. I know you hear a lot of complaining in the public sector, but I just wanted to say we were grateful for the service, so thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Very good. Appreciate it very much.
Next, we're going to communications, and I would like to start the communications off with a proclamation, with your permission. And I would ask that our Sister Cities group come up and listen to this proclamation. A good group.
Great group.
Whereas on January 25th, 2005, the city of Franklin and Carlton Place officially formed as sister cities, committing to collaboration on future exchanges and building relationships between the two cities. And whereas the sister city relationship has brought about significant benefits to both Franklin and Carlton Place, enhancing the lives of our residents and fostering a sense of global community. And whereas the citizens and sister cities board members of both Franklin, Williamson County, and Carlton Place have coordinated numerous exchanges and engagement events such as student exchanges, the mayoral hockey challenge, agricultural exchanges,
For that.
attendance and support of one another's galas and fundraisers and delegation visits, and whereas the citizens of Franklin are deeply appreciative of the gift from citizens of Carlton Place of a gigantic pumpkin grown near Carlton Place to be the centerpiece of Pumpkin Fest, and participated in Guess the Weight contest of the pumpkin to the delight of all ages. And whereas during the 20 years of courtship between the city of Franklin and Carlton Place, both our cities have come to form a profound understanding of our people and fostered many lasting friendships and a deep sense of mutual respect. And whereas the city of Franklin eagerly anticipates the future growth and development of the sister city relationship and is committed to further strengthening the bond between our two communities. Now therefore, I, Dr. Ken Moore, the Mayor of the City of Franklin, and the esteemed Board of Mayor and Aldermen are hereby profoundly grateful and proud to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the sister cities' relationships with the City of Franklin, Williamson County, Carlton Place, Ontario, on this 14th day of January 2025.
Yeah, I gotta get out of there.
Let's do it this way. So we get all that brown in here.
Squeeze
Get on the Sister Cities Board. Y'all President,
Big smiles in 3, 2, 1.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Good job, Kim. You look beautiful.
Okay, are there any other communications I need to highlight or hear from?
May I have a couple updates if this is the time?
I think it's a perfect time as I walk back.
Okay, great. A couple things I just want to touch on. One was touched on already. Want to thank our team for a really strong response in terms of the winter storm that we had at the end of last week. Our streets team, our police and fire teams as well in terms of their response and helping the community through that. And pre-treatment worked really well, and some of the other elements that we work hard to try to have those in place with our limited resources. So thank you for those comments as well. I do want to note that City Hall and the movement of our operations is nearly complete. We have almost everybody. I think there's only about 14 of us left in the building right now. So by next week, we'll all be over in our interim space, which is just along Columbia Avenue, just north of the police headquarters, in the southern portion of the main First Bank building, the building adjacent, and then about a block further west in the large white house is where you'll see our different city hall functions.
Is this our last meeting?
No,
No.
January
Next.
28th will be the last meeting in
I
this
wasn't
room.
emotionally prepared for
Yes,
that.
yes. Our next, this is the penultimate. The next
When
one
you
is our
said
final
14
one.
and they're all leaving next week, I'm like, wait a minute.
But the rest of our operations are there. So if you need us, that's where it is. Also, our website does a good job of laying out what functions are in which of those three locations in that campus just north of the police headquarters. So we thank our team. Our facilities team, our IT team have done monumental work. We've had a transition team that's worked on this for, I don't know, a year and a half. Vernon has helped chair that, done great work there. So all that has worked really well to get our team there, and we're actually ahead of schedule in getting our folks shifted over to that new space. The other thing I want to touch on, we have in the back of the room our new Director of Sanitation and Environmental Services, Nate Ridley. Nate? Nate is a great guy, 25 years with the city, and he literally has worked his way from the back of the truck to leading the department. And we thank you for that. And I think, Vice Mayor, don't we have some classmates of yours in the in the room. Do you want to recognize that? We've got some Leadership Franklin folks here.
Absolutely. Thank you, Eric. Yeah, I just want to take just a minute and acknowledge we've got a large number of members of the 2024 Leadership Franklin class. So, Mayor, I'm glad to hear you say that because that's on my notes right here. So, Mayor Moore, we've got the best class ever here with us in the
You're
audience.
to start a
So
fight with that.
Line in the sand.
You all have to
And-
say it or you're,
Mayor has a great
tear my-
looking tie, by the way.
I
So
may have to tear my tie off. It's the best class.
I got plans for that tie.
Yeah, so
I
we
would
just
say-
want to thank everybody for being here and encourage everybody to
the
come
time.
out for our last meeting, which will be on the 28th.
It's okay if they raise their hands.
Oh, sure. Go ahead. There we
Oh,
go.
a great bunch.
oh, there you go.
Like I
Mayor,
said, best
outstanding.
class ever.
Absolutely.
Mayor, I had one comment. Mr. Nedrick did, and Eric both mentioned it, but I wanted to thank the city as well for the snow response. But that was a citizen-initiated, paired with staff. Engineering looked at the slopes of hills in certain neighborhoods, because we don't have the resources to treat all of our HOAs.
Right.
But I hope it's something that we can build on across the city in other really steep areas, not just in Ward 4, but I got incredible feedback from the residents. Some of these residents, the least bit of ice, and it's hard to get out. And most importantly, I didn't mention this, but first responders, like Franklin Fire, picked out roads as well. So I hope over the time we can.
We are doing that across the
Yeah,
community.
look at that across
Yeah.
the community, because I think it really goes a long way, and a lot of happy citizens after that snow. So thank you.
Anybody else? Well, if not, we're going to go to approval of the minutes of the December 10th work session and the December 10th, 2024 Board of Mayor and Alderman meeting. I'll recognize the Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yes, sir, I do have an amendment to, or correction, if you will, to the 2:10 BOMA meeting minutes. The correction is to include Mr. Christopher Diley's public comments. Unfortunately, they were not included. We want to make sure that those are included in the record.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second, and there were a couple of other amendments, but I've already gotten them worked through with the staff.
I second it.
Excellent.
So they included it, or her corrections in this already?
Chances are, I will get Jason's corrected.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, ma'am.
Appropriate motion second. Any other discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Any additional recognitions or miscellaneous reports before we go to the consent agenda? And not, we'll go to the consent agenda, and all items are deemed to be non-controversial in nature by the governing body, approved as recommended by committee or staff by one motion, and we've already done an action to remove 18, 19, and 20 to the meeting. So I'd entertain a motion to consider items 16 through 23 minus 18, 19, and 20.
Move for approval.
Thank you.
Second.
Second by Alderman Barnhill. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
And Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Item number 4, this is a public hearing, consideration of ordinance 2024-48 to amend the budget of the city of Franklin for fiscal year 2024-25.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the board. Michael Walters Young, your Chief Budget and Performance Officer, and one of those proud members of the best and biggest class of Leadership Franklin ever, 24-25.
Oh, yeah.
Ordinance 2024-48 in front of you tonight has 3 components: additional expense items and budget corrections, equipment purchases, and accounting for land purchases. We will start with the general fund. The net change is $0. Revenues are increased by $603,573. That accounts for higher than anticipated sales tax collections in the first 2 months of the year. Newsflash, they're actually higher throughout all the months of the year thus far, but they were significantly higher with some one-time receipts which came in July and August, which allow us to increase expenses and needed capacities by an equal $603,573. Those come in 3 main areas. The first is software purchases and replacements of $367,000. $197,006 for TCRS military service. You voted via Resolution 2024-68 to extend a one-time payment for eligible service for service members who are in TCRS to include 6 additional conflict periods. And finally, $38,000 in cleanup, extension of some contracts from previous years, and a new recruitment website for police and fire. In sanitation, we have a decrease of $31,156 due to lower than budgeted debt service needs. Same impact, just much smaller in the road impact fund by $500. In the city facilities tax, we have what we don't actually do, but would be in essence a reappropriation. In fiscal '24, you approved through a program enhancement request a second air curtain burner for use by the Sanitation Environmental Services Fund. It took until this fiscal year to get all the permits approved for said machine, and so we have made that purchase. Since it is a new piece of equipment related to the growth of the service and community, it is eligible for financing out of the facilities tax. In the Hotel Motel Fund, you see an increase of $3 million. This is the second and final contribution towards the purchase of land at near Roper's Knob and Hillhaven, and another parcel, part of the Battlefield Park property. Ordinance 2024-29, the first budget amendment of the year, put forward an additional $1 million in Hotel Motel. This raises the total to $4 million, which is the total of the transaction that you executed under contract 2024-92. In the debt service fund, there's a small amount of cleanup for transfers into the fund. Capital projects, you have the equal amounts of revenues and expenses in because it is there where we account for and actually pay and cut that check for the purchase of that land. And finally, on the screen are your fund balance changes. There is no change in the general fund and the capital projects fund, increases in the sanitation, stormwater, and debt service funds, and decreases in road impact and hotel motel funds. This is the second budget amendment on the year. We would anticipate at least one more before we are done in May. Mr. Mayor, I'm happy to stand for any questions.
Seeing no questions, are there any comments from the public? Seeing none, I declare the public hearing closed. We'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Seconded by
Alderman.
Alderman Berger. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Item 5 is ordinance 2024-10, an ordinance to rezone 2.90 acres from regional commerce R6 district to Plan PD 65.3 per 3,607 district for the property located north of Cool Springs Boulevard, east of McHatcher Memorial Parkway at 101 Cool Springs Boulevard, the Caroline PUD subdivision.
Move for approval.
Thank you.
Second.
Seconded by Alderman Berger. Any discussion?
Mr. Mayor, I would like to make a comment. This is an area that we have all discussed in talking about the proximity to Roper's Knob. I know that the applicant and the development team has come forward a couple of different times with a couple of different proposals for this particular property. I still have concern about the height of the structure, even though it does meet the RC6 plan area right now, and making this change, I think, could be a good thing for the area. I am still concerned, though, about the height and the impact that it's going to have.
Anyone else want to make a comment?
I do too. That was bothersome to me until they redesigned it. And I think the way they redesigned it, it had the setback on the top, made a big difference to me. And I think they got it right. Probably would have been nicer to have one story less, but the setback, it was much more design tolerable, I think, for that area.
Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
No.
Passes 6-1. We'll now go to item 6, which is certificate of compliance for retail liquor license for Franklin Wine and Spirits LLC, hiring Dayaramani and Nakun Kumar Brombat, managing
I'm
agent.
glad you wasn't out tonight.
Located at 1400 Liberty Pike, Suite 300, Franklin. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second by Alderman Peterson. Any discussion? Seeing none, ready to vote. Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes 6-1. Next is item 7, public hearing, acknowledgement of progress report on Resolution 2024-05, a resolution adopting a plan of services for the annexation of 2247 South Bears Chapel Road by the city of Franklin. This is an informational item only to comply with state law, and there is no vote required. So, Joey?
Yes, thank you. A progress report is required 6 months after the adoption of a plan of services and annually thereafter until such time as the city has fulfilled all of its obligations. This report addresses the plan of services for 2 properties located west of Franklin Road and south of South Berry's Chapel Road. This property was annexed on June 11th of 2024. Currently, the property is zoned PD and has no active development applications with the city. At this time, the city has fulfilled any and all of its obligations as outlined in Resolution 2024-05. There will be no other reports given for this plan of services. Thank you.
Does anyone want to speak to this body on this item? If not, I'm going to declare the public hearing closed. We'll go to item 8, which is ordinance 2024-42 to rezone 13.42 acres from a state residential district to civic institutional district with the property located at the southwest corner of the intersection of Franklin Road, McHatcher Memorial Parkway, established a public hearing on January the 28th, 2025. Is there a motion?
Move for approval.
Appropriate motion, seconded by Alderman Barnhill. Any discussion?
Yeah.
Alderman Baggett.
So this one, I feel like, we didn't talk much about it during the work session, but I feel like there needs to be a comment. This piece of property, we're here today because of an extenuating process made by city staff, a number of aldermen, and the Franklin Preservation Partners, that in an effort to preserve this corner from development. 5 years ago, there was a very significant and truly high-intensity development, density development in its actual sense on that corner. And there was a lot of public sentiment that was against that. And very good faith efforts made for over a year and a half to negotiate to preserve this with adjoining property owners. We have since preserved the other side, which is a win. But, this is a part of it. We got half of the preservation done on that corner, so that, what would that be, the southeast corner of this intersection? Is that right?
Preserve the southeast.
Preserve the southeast corner, which is around the creekside, actual historic home, and it's about 45 acres over there. The other side, there's this 13-acre parcel. And so I'm going to vote in favor of this because I think that there was a net positive in preservation. I also have confidence in the Historic Zoning Commission that whatever structure is ultimately approved there will be historically appropriate because as that is in the overlay. So while this wasn't the end goal in mind, we were happy that the applicant is making use of it and that there was actually preservation done on that corner to preserve some of the rural character that remains within side McHatcher.
Alderman Brown.
And I will just say, I did sit down with the applicant, and I think, and I actually told them the story. I think they really appreciated sort of what we tried to do, and I think they respect what we tried to do, and I think they appreciate that, and I think they have some sensitivity towards that. And I think you're right about historic zoning. I think they'll make sure it's done right. And I think if we couldn't have saved it in its entirety, I think this is probably the next best thing, is to put it in CI, and this is what we can do.
Not a lot of CI left in the city.
There really isn't.
And places for churches and schools.
That's right. So here we go.
Anybody else? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Next is item number 9, Resolution 2024-103, approving a mural at 1560 West McEwen. Is there a motion?
Move to
moved.
approve. Second?
Seconded by the Vice Mayor. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Item 10 is Resolution 2024-104 to approve a mural at 7087 Bakersbridge Avenue. Is there a motion?
I move to approve.
Second.
Second by Alderman Barnhill. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Item 11 is Resolution 2024-105, a resolution consenting to the Health and Educational Facilities Board of the City of Franklin negotiating accepting payments in lieu of ad valorem tax with respect to a certain project, Harpeth Hills Apartments acquisition and rehabilitation in the City of Franklin, Tennessee, and finding that such payments are deemed to be in furtherance of the public purposes of the board as defined in Tennessee Code Annotated Section 48-101-312.
Move for approval.
Thank you. Is there-
Second.
Second, Alderman Peterson. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Item 12 is Resolution 2024-108, a resolution of the Board of Mayor and Aldermen for the City of Franklin adopting budget goals for FY 2025 to 26. Is there a motion?
I move to approve.
Thank you, Vice Mayor.
Second.
Second by Alderman Barnhill. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
And Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Item 13 is Resolution 2024-112, a resolution of intent to commence with the planning, design, construction, and eventually operation of a 6 million gallon per day clean water facility located in the southern portion of the City of Franklin between Carruthers Parkway and I-65 North in the southeast municipal complex. Is there a motion?
Move to approve.
Second?
Second by the Vice Mayor. Any discussion?
I do have a question. In looking at the language, what other, this is like a general nod that we want to continue, right? I mean, it's not, what other stages would you expect to come back to the board if there's major cost changes or like, or if we, that kind of thing?
Yeah, this really sets the target of the first phase that you want to build in that south plant. You're going to continue to see updates in terms of each step of the way, in terms of the design process, the permitting, and then ultimately the final design and bidding. So you're going to continue to make all these approvals. This just kind of puts the board officially on the record. We've kind of talked about this for the most part over the last year on different elements leading to this and presented a specific recommendation to you earlier in the fall of '24. So this really is just setting that goal. This is the best use of that site for the maximum capacity and gives us a consistent 3 phases over really what will end up being 50 years, 55 years from now, probably by the time we might play those all out if we continue to grow at the pace we've grown at over the last 30 years. So maybe longer, depending on if that pace changes. So this just establishes the goal of that first phase and puts us on the path to do all the things that need to be done in the next 9 or so years to achieve it.
No, thank you. I think the main thing here, because this is a large investment for the community, the work session, thank you for having the rate analysis beforehand.
Yes.
That would have been critical. But I think it's really, I said it in the first meeting, and so you all have heard this, but the fact that we can do this kind of investment and stay within the Labor Bureau, I believe it was, their inflationary cost adjustments that they would expect just in general, but to not exceed that or have some, if we had double-digit, cost increases to our citizens, that would not be, it would seem a bit out of whack. But I was very encouraged, and I think the public should know, that we're able to do this within the normal inflationary cost changes that the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, I think it was, their water and sewer inflationary, and we still remain in the middle of the pack as far as costs for services. So I said that at the last meeting, but when you're talking about this large of an expense, I think it's important for us to make sure that we communicate, which sometimes is we don't go that extra length because of in some things we've seen earlier in communicating our will and why we're doing it. But that's pretty impressive, and thank you, staff, for making that happen.
Thank you.
Any other comments, Vice Mayor?
Thank you, sir. I did want to make a comment, and this was on the final presentation version 2. That was the third attachment. It's on slide 10. When I was preparing for the meeting, one of the things that I noticed is the new phase or new facility will be online in 2034. And as I looked at the phasing, and it's colored out here between the permitting, the public hearing, comment, design, construction phases, et cetera, I want to thank staff in advance for all the hard work that they're going to do, but I also want to challenge them to try to streamline the processes to move us ahead of the milestones. Because when we were talking about development tonight, and we had that the Smith property come up for discussion, there's going to be future proposed development, having this up sooner rather than 2034 will only benefit the city.
Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Item 14, consideration of Amendment 10 to the City of Franklin Contract 2011-0129 with TDOT to extend contract completion date to December 31st, 2025 for the ITS infrastructure expansion. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Alderman Barnhill.
Second.
Seconded by Alderman Berger. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Item 15 is consideration of appointment of Eric Jacobson to the Civil War Historical Commission as the Battle of Franklin Trust representative. Is there a motion?
Move to approve?
Thank you. Second by the Vice Mayor. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. We'll now go to item number 19.
18.
I'm sorry, 18.
Yep.
Consideration resolution 2024-85, a resolution to approve the use of paid parking for the properties located at 94 to 98 East Main Street, Franklin, Tennessee, and choosing option 3 as proposed. I'm asking for a deferral to the January 28th meeting.
So moved?
It doesn't matter. Matt and I both said something.
Okay, second by Alderman Blanton. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Item 19 is Resolution 2024-84, a resolution to approve the use of paid parking at 127 2nd Avenue North and choosing option 3 as proposed. I'd ask for deferral to January 28th meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Seconded by Alderman Brown. Any discussion? Seeing none. Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown. Vice
Yes.
Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Item number 20 is consideration resolution 2024-87, a resolution to accept the 2024 drought management plan with an effective date of January the 14th, 2025.
Move to approve.
Second.
Appropriate motion, second by Alderman Barnhill. Any discussion? Was that correct,
I
the
think it's
way I
fair.
stated it?
Yeah.
Okay, ready to vote? Alderman
Very efficient.
Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. We've now reached a point in our meeting Is there any executive session or anything to be considered, any other business? I would consider a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Thank you, second by Alderman Bertle. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Depart.
Aye.